Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here.
Hey guys, Dokkan Assets from the future here. I just wanted to let you know that there were actually a lot of shenanigans that happened with this video. I actually already recorded this Gogeta unboxing video one time, and unfortunately the footage got lost. It got corrupted. I have no idea what happened to it, but upon my first recording, the initial unboxing of this video is gone. It's never coming back. It's in the ether now. So I re-recorded it. You'll probably notice it throughout the video. The bags of stuff in the box has already been opened. I don't like pretend in the video that it's like my first time opening it, but if you think that my reactions or like the way that I, kind of go through the figure is a little bit different than, my normal like, first time experiencing it with the camera, that's why, because, well, it's not my first time experiencing it, unfortunately. The comparisons at the end, though, are from my initial run of recording this video. Those, for some reason, didn't get corrupted. I don't know how. So I just want to let you guys know before the video began. I hope you enjoy it nonetheless, because this is a absolutely amazing figure.
And today we are back with another figure unboxing. A figure unboxing that I'm sure I don't even have to tell you that I am excited for. Today we are going to be finally taking a look at the 5th anniversary Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. This guy was a Dokkan Metal collab figure in honor of the 5th year anniversary, who actually came out closer to JP's 5th year anniversary. I only got my hands on him recently, but he's here now, and boy am I excited about it. Let's take a look at the box. First of all, we have the side here, which obviously gives a nice up angle of Gogeta. We also, of course, have the Vegito Blue right there, which is the counterpart to this man. I don't know if I'm actually going to get this guy, because I don't know if you can tell in the video, but his face kind of do be stinky, just a little bit. And also he's a lot harder to find, because unfortunately this guy was a normal prize figure, while this guy was a Ichiban Kuji figure, and also wasn't available overseas, unfortunately. Back of the box is simply just another angle of the front of the box, but still very nice nonetheless. I like the side angle that they chose, and this is actually super cool. So obviously this is Gogeta's card art. I will admit it looks a little bit washed out compared to what you actually see in game. Don't know if that's a purposeful design choice or if I'm just misremembering the art, but here, right next to it, right there, you can see the actual card art. I don't know, kind of interesting, but I do really like the style of what they did with this. Obviously, these slashes to kind of cover the corners give it some nice dynamic, feel to it, you know what I'm saying? It looks good, and the text, honestly, even though this is, I'm pretty sure, a default font, it looks pretty good. It looks very regal for Gogeta. And then obviously we literally have the card art mimicking the front of the box here, which is awesome, because obviously that's the point of the figure. We have a giant 5th anniversary logo on the front of the box, Dokkan Battle, or on the top of the box rather, and of course the Toei Animation sticker, which tells us that this boy is authentic, and of course all of the information on the back. Good stuff. Alright, what do you say we crack open this boy real quick? Give him a little pop open right there. Get the cardboard out, and there's nothing in there. Where did it go? Wait a second. There we go. Alright, Gogeta is here with us. Oh, don't break him, bro, already. Gogeta is here with us now. We're going to take a look at him piece by piece. What do you say we start off with the big kahuna himself, the head here? This, honestly, is so exciting for me. Not only just because, obviously, Gogeta is such a cool LR. The fact that they got the face sculpt right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. I was very worried considering the disaster that was the Super Saiyan 4 Goku last year from the anniversary figure, not to mention Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta also kind of looking a little bit I think they did a fantastic job with his face. Compared to the art on the box, I think it honestly looks very, very, very similar. I do think that the production images were a tiny bit better. If I could find it, I'll put it on the screen. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find one, but what they ended up with, I think, looks really, really good for Gogeta. I love the hair sculpt as well. Unfortunately, mine does have a little bit of a nick right there, which is kind of a little bit of a rough spot. But honestly, I'd much rather have that than what I had last year on my 4th anniversary Vegeta, where he had a big scuff mark on his face. But I love the hair sculpt. I love how it sort of spikes up. We obviously have the big middle spike here and some other ones that kind of accent it as it goes down. The hair tough. Woo! Look at that point, bro. Absolutely perfect. I love it so much. Even the detail on the bottom there looks really great. And I love how they did, this isn't just, by the way, some shadows or camera effects. This dark sort of paint, right? This like darker shade of blue is actually painted onto the figure, and the rest of the hair is a lighter shade of blue. You can also see some darker tones kind of towards the base of the different hair pieces, but I love when they do that because it gives it a lot more of a dynamic feeling. Obviously the pose is great, the coat looks pretty good. I will say the yellow is a little bit weird. It kind of looks like a mustard yellow, if I'm being honest with you, rather than like a brighter yellow. I don't know, kind of an interesting choice on that one. But again, it's definitely not the worst thing that they could have done, you know? Alright, here's the pants. Not really much to say on these. They honestly look really, really good. They look like Gogeta's pants, what can I say? They do a good job of capturing that baggy look. As you can see, it all looks kind of, you know, very floppy, which is, of course, Gogeta's design. The OB looks pretty decent. I do like the detailing there, and the shoes look alright as well. This guy, by the way, can stand up on his own without the stand, which is very, very nice. You'd probably want it though, because he is still a little bit wobbly. Like, he looks okay there, right? But then as soon as we like, you know, he's a little bit tippy, so I would still recommend using the stand. Speaking of which, they actually did a pretty good job with the stand. So this was something interesting that I wasn't sure how they were going to do for this year, because last year they put Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta on rocks, and this year they did the same thing, except they made the base plate dark blue, which is interesting. Obviously, it fixed a little bit more with Gogeta's theme. It's just a piece of plastic there. But it is pretty high quality. It's a little bit bendable. I'm not going to mess with it too much. But it's nice. And Gogeta actually fits on it. You literally don't have to bend the figure at all, and he just goes on there perfectly, which is super nice. Because obviously, some stands that we've had for figures, you kind of got to like spread the legs a little bit or like put them in together or something like that. But no, Gogeta looks perfect just like that. Besides that though, to complete Gogeta's look, of course, we have to give him the belt. It's so funny too, because this belt looks like super smooth, all things considered. Considering like all of the detail, ooh, that was a terrible sound, it was like nails on chalkboard. Considering like how detailed this area kind of looks here, it's sort of interesting to me that they went with a little bit more of a simplistic look, but this should just plug in right here. Also, upon having this figure out of the box for a little while, this guy is actually pretty stable. I know that when I've had figures with OBs in the past, I've kind of bumped them or like, you know, moved them a little bit. And even though it's loosening up a little bit now because I kind of give it a pretty hard smack, usually this guy stays in pretty nicely, which is good. And it obviously looks super great with it flowing to the side like that. The only other thing that we get in here, which is something else that we did get last year, is a Dokkan Battle logo statue? Piece of plastic? What do you actually call this? I'm not too sure. Nonetheless, though, I guess just a little bit of a Dokkan display here, which is super nice. I mean, obviously, if you play Dokkan, you know that this figure is from Dokkan, and if you don't, you probably just think this is a Gogeta figure, which is fine either way, but obviously, if you're trying to rep that Dokkan Battle brand, you can just kind of stick it next to him. And it honestly looks pretty good. They did this again last year, where they sort of made the figure at an angle. I mean, I guess it just sort of worked well to the figure's poses for last year and this year, and you can kind of just like stick it in right there, and it looks good. That is technically how you're supposed to display it, by the way, or at least that's what the box tells you. Obviously, you can just kind of stick it in whatever nook and cranny you would like. But I think this guy turned out absolutely fantastic, and I'm so pleased to say that, because obviously this was a guy that I know a lot of people were looking forward to, and I was certainly looking forward to. Speaking of the 4th Annie figures though, let's go ahead and compare him to those and some other figures right now. And since I don't have the LR Vegito Blue at the current time, I did want to at least show you one Vegito Blue figure in comparison to our boy here. And we have the STR LR Vegito Blue figure that I actually reviewed on the channel as well, of course, based off of the free-to-play LR. These guys actually look super fantastic together, I will say. Funny enough, their poses kind of line up, so they both look like they're sort of charging forward or getting ready to charge forward anyway. Definitely though, Gogeta, way better quality. As much as I like this Vegito figure, not only can you kind of tell just on his face and the way that some of the things on the figure look, i.e. the back being like black, while the whole back of the figure rather being black, while the front of the figure is blue, how it should look, and then kind of be lazy on the painting. You can also see as well, Gogeta's a lot more stable on his base, right? Man's not moving, while I literally pick this up and it falls apart, and it's kind of hard to know where to place him. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on this base, definitely go watch that video. But these guys do look fantastic together, so definitely might have to display them like that. The Grandista Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. As you can see, this man is much taller than our Super Saiyan Blue counterpart here. But both figures look absolutely fantastic. I love the more dynamic pose of the 5th anniversary Gogeta, while the more static pose of the Grandista Gogeta is also still a great look for Gogeta. My man looking mad stoic, while funny enough the 5th anniversary Gogeta looking quite happy to be taking down the homie Broly over there. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I highly recommend picking up this figure. It is an absolutely fantastic figure, whether a fan of Dokkan Battle or just a fan of Gogeta in general. This is probably one of the better Gogeta figures that I have seen. You can pick them up for 20 bucks on Amazon. That is where I got them. Plus, if you use my link in the description, I actually get a little bit of a cut with no extra cost to you. So I would highly appreciate it if you go ahead and do that, because man, if you're going to own one Dokkan figure, this is the one that I recommend to get. Alright guys, with that, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next one. Having you two out.